Yo, Big Jaw, Concrete Chronicle podcast, man. I just jumped on right because I'm at the restaurant working by myself today, waiting on wifey to get in here so she can do her thing, right? But I had a customer come in, young boy, you know what I mean? We was chopping it up. I was feeling his vibe, he was feeling my vibe. And he was like, listen, big bro, I had came in the store today because I saw you on Instagram and I wanted to meet you personally. So I was like, yeah, what's up? That's cool, you know what I mean? I appreciate you stopping in, I appreciate your business. He said, you got time to chop it up? I said, yeah, I always got time to chop it up with the customers. What's up? He's like, man, I wanted to ask you a question, man. I see that you get a lot of time. Did them 21 years take long? I said, listen, young boy, them 21 years took 21 years, right? And then he was like, but was it long? Because you out here functioning like, you know what I mean? Like, it was nothing. I said, it definitely was something. It's just a man, right? When he go away and he accepts his circumstances of the acts he was committing out here in these streets, and he got his spiritual foundation, we know that, man, Allah not gonna put a burden on us greater than we can bear, right? So I never worried about the time. I was worried about what I could do with the time while I was in there. So I took, 8 years of college worth of criminal law, got an AA and BA in criminal justice through Indiana State University, and I got other certifications for carpet care, bathroom care, floor care, power equipment, chemicals, and that's how I started my cleaning company when I came home. So he was like, dang, like you ain't wasting no time. He said, did you have any problems and stuff in there? I said, of course, everybody gonna go to prison, right? And have, you're gonna get tried. I don't care who you are. That's at the beginning of your bid, right? And what you do from the day you get tried, right, is gonna ride with you through your bid, how you handle that situation. So yeah, I've been tried before. So he's like, oh, did you have to put in work? I said, well, I don't glorify that institutional life and putting in work. But I caught a bunch of extra time while I was in there for putting in work. You know what I mean? But that was in the beginning of my bid. I had an easy, smooth selling towards the end. Your first 5 years, I was doing 30. So your first 5 out of the 30 is going to be crucial to how you develop who you are in the institution. And you're only going to be who you was in the street. If you wasn't faking out here and you wasn't in the way out here, you're going to be all right in there because you're going to be the same way. And men recognize men. Real going to always recognize real. That's the saying we say out here. He was like, yeah, I feel you. So he said, he was telling, what else did he say? He said, listen, how was that money? Like I see on your page, you talk about, I see your pictures. I said, see, this is the thing. Cause I could tell he in the street, you know what I'm saying? I wanted him to come on here with me and chop it up, but he ain't want to show his face, and I understand why, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say his name either, right? Cause I'm gonna respect the code, like I do. So I said, yeah, there was a bunch of money out here back in those days, right? A bunch of it, right? People was dragging 100, 200,000 out the street every few weeks. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of bread that was out here. I said, but let me ask you a question. I said, right now, a lot of states and the feds ain't really giving up no bail, right? So you need to have at least, when I was out here, it was 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 for a lawyer. Now that done doubled, right? If you playing in the game. I said, so my old heads taught me that you should have triple the amount, whatever you spend, you should have triple that amount saved up. And they used to check on us. That's why we was getting to the bag. If we bought a car, they want to make sure if that car, like back in our day, a car, 5-6 grand, they want to make sure we had about 20 grand put up, right? So I said, listen, if you get knocked off out here in the street today, do you got 150,000 miles saved up? Because you're going to need 50 for your lawyer. Not only that, right? Are you dragging at least 100,000 out of the streets a month? He looked at me like I was crazy. And I said a month. And he was like, man, I'm lucky that I make 15, 20 bands in a month. I said, man, you throwing rocks at the penitentiary for nothing, for crumbs. I said, are you ready? You love your woman? He was like, yeah. I said, you got kids with? He said, yeah, I got 3 kids. I said, is you prepared to leave your woman and 3 kids, man, for $20,000 a month? And I know that seemed like a lot of money. 10 months, 200 grand, but you should be making 200 grand a month if you out here really get. But that money again ain't out here like it used to be. So I said, are you willing to risk your freedom for that and your life? And he sat and thought about it and was like, OG, man, I think that's a pretty decent bag. I'm living. We got 3 cars, you know what I mean? We got a crib. I said, I understand all that. But again, I'm asking you, are you willing to give up your freedom, right? Where you can go up on that land behind that wall and never make it back home because a dude might try you and you might stick that bone crusher in him and kill him, or you might rumble in one of them cement and metal cells, he fall, hit his head and die, or somebody might do something to you. Or you really want to risk all of that for 20 grand a month? Check this out. You can start up any business with them little couple dollars you got. Vending machines, cleaning company, a Toro rental car, you know what I'm saying? And make you some serious money. You feel me? It don't always got to be in the street, because a drug dealer, he locked to the gate. That's all he could do is sell drugs. A hustler, he gonna find a lane, get in it, and maneuver the V. You feel me? So he was like, so you haven't never thought about getting back in the mix? I said, get back in the mix. I said, man, I did 21 joints, dog. I would never ever get back in the mix because it's not worth it. I said, I'm not living the lifestyle that I used to live. I got a car on Toro, cleaning company. My wife got this establishment here. I said, so I'm comfortable and content with living off of the money that come in, that we're able to pay the bills and just live comfortable, man, like that. It's not about fast cars, money, clothes, and hoes. You know what I mean? No more. That's when I was a young boy. I said, and plus on top of that, when the law put a woman in your life, that's that one, why would you want to leave her and put her through the test of being one of the 70-30? One of the 70 that leave, or the 30%, that 70% that leave, or the 30% that stay, right? You don't want to put a woman through that test, man. In absence, a woman is a woman, and they got needs, wants, and desires that need to be satisfied. We gonna keep it a beam. We gonna keep it a buck, right? Prison ain't start with us, and it ain't gonna end with us, right? You go to jail, 70-30. We know that 30% gonna ride, and the other 70% gonna ride out. You feel me? So we gonna just keep that like that. You know what I mean? At 100. And that's not to say, like, how do we know who was one of the 70-30? We ain't even want a real one. We don't even want to put our woman in a position to even have to try to figure that part out. If you love her, you need to stay out here with her and don't even challenge that 70-30 rule law. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is like, I was trying to tell him, listen, let me turn this TV down, because you know when we go live, I'll be straight to it. So, you know, I was trying to tell him, like, is you really to risk letting all that go? Your kids not seeing you, not growing up with your kids, saying building a friendship with them instead of a fatherhood with them. You know what I mean? And all that stuff, man, the risk ain't worth none of the reward that come with it, man. There's no more reward. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stress it enough. Because the thing is this too, like I was telling him, I said, listen, you getting away with it now. I said, what, you roll with a couple of your partners? He said, yeah, I got a partner, you know what I mean, that we split 50-50 and we got a couple of people under us. I said, man, listen, I said, that's a conspiracy. That's two or more people have a knowledge of a criminal activity. So that's 10 years on its own. I said, I'm gonna give you something, I'm gonna break it down for you federally, man, because it seemed like this is where you're on your way to, right? I said, a federal conspiracy, 846, carry 10 years. Right? You and your man is leader or organizer, right? Y'all the head of the case. That's an 848. That's kingpin status in the feds. That carried 30 to life. You feel me? All right. I know you got the hammers on you because I see, you know what I mean? I see you already right. But in Georgia, you can carry if you ain't got criminal background. The ATF got a system with the gun stores down here. They passed a law last year. If you clear the system when you go to buy a gun, you can carry. You don't need no license. So I ain't gonna judge him to say if he had a background. He had a hammer, so I know he know the law, and he had it openly concealed. So, well, not concealed. He had it showing openly, so that the police can see it, and it wasn't concealed. So I take it that he's eligible to carry. I said, but see, and I let him know that. I said, see, you might be one that's eligible to carry, right? But when you catch a federal drug charge, they're going to say that the gun was in use of further criminal activity. So now you're going to get a 924C, use of a firearm during a drug and trafficking crime, because you in the mix. That carry 5 years separate from whatever sentence they give you. So now, are you ready to go to jail facing 35 years or maybe life? Actually, got to answer that question, because it ain't no money out here really worth trying to get to if you ain't making If you man, if you ain't man, if you a real one, you know what I'm talking about. I can't even stress it enough. You already know, right? But I just think that a lot of us, we take our freedom and our life for granted, right? Because you can easily get knocked off out here. People get knocked off, girls, kids, everything, every day, right? You get knocked off or roped off by them folks, right? And is it worth it? Because when you get in there, you ain't gonna do nothing but stress. Stress, worrying about your girl, worrying about your kids, worrying about who gonna send you some commissary money, worrying about who gonna send you some money so you can jump on that phone on a core link to do some emailing. Everybody be, man, a lot of people, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people be forgetting about you, man, when you go in. So I'm trying to stress that to the young boy, right? Everybody said your little crew, how many of it, I don't even know how many is, it don't even matter. But I'm gonna tell you this, if it's 8 or 10, 7 or 8 of them gonna tell, if not all of them. Because don't nobody wanna lead this life. Don't nobody wanna lead the lifestyle. They gonna tell that you was the boss, tell them what you was giving them, and they gonna add all of that up into relevant conduct. Oh, he was giving me an ounce. How many ounces was he giving you? I was getting one a day. For how many days? I was every day. For how long? Shit, 2 years. That's your drug weight. An ounce every day for 2 years. 360, 720 ounces. And they better not be hard, you're gonna get life. Are you ready for that? He said, I never thought about like that. Oh, here, I said, listen, life ain't to be taken for granted out here, man. You got to think about all angles. And it wasn't by a chance that you came into the store to talk to me today, man. Something, the creator touched your heart, said get over there and holler at him, man, so he can put this game on you. You feel me? Show you something, man, that he been through that you don't want to go through. You feel me? Because this game out here is so messed up. Just not to jump off the subject, but that's what I was telling him. But now I'm talking to the masses. This game is so messed up out here, right? You can't get to no money. They got CIs lining up CIs out here. They got CIs lining up other CIs. What kind of game is this? What kind of game is this? It's not a game for a thinking man. I'm telling you, if you're a hustler, right, and not just that average Joe drug dealer, put your money into something, man, and flip it like you do in the game. Put all your time and energy the way you putting in that game into another hustle, a legal hustle, and watch that thing flourish. You heard? And that's where I'm at with it. It was good talking to y'all today, man. Got a customer coming in that way.